that you have been waiting for a long time. It's called hardware acceleration. That's it, thank you. Okay, so I've got a small application there. So it's a really complex application, as you can see. So I've got one fish. So, I've got some procedures. So I'm going to run the application. So first of all, run it like this. So I've got le compteur. There should be a counter. We changed the resolution, so it should be out of the frame. Yeah. So let's go back. So if I run this application, it's 263 frames per second. That's fast. Oh, was I? No, I was in direct 3D. I'm going to go in standard mode. Might be faster. No, it's same speed. Okay. So now let's activate the stretch, and we'll see that it's a big fish, but it's slower. And now let's I hate this program. So this will slow it down. So now we are talking, and depending on which position of the rotation, it goes faster or slower. So this is not good. So now let's go back to the application runtime property, and I'm going to select the new mode, which is called Direct 3D, and run it. So it's better. So if I want to have some fun, I can duplicate this guy, duplicate 10 by 10, and now run it. Same speed. So actually, it's a big surface. It's 100. It's like 5 times the screen, and but that's not the only thing you can do. Oh yeah, we can do in software just for fun. No.
0 frames per second.
It doesn't react when I click. It's too busy calculating. So now you have as well. Je vois pas là. Ah oui. Sorry. You also have new ink effects. So you've got a new ink effects box which displays if the ink effects is available, is available under software drivers or hardware drivers. So I will say, for example, choose the monochrome shader. As you can see, the display in the frame editor is done via Direct 3D, so you actually see the ink effect. So if I run it, it's a bit slower because each pixel has to go through a transformation, but still, it's quite impressive. We're using the pixel shaders in a 3D card. You can, at the same time, have an ink effect, but you can also have an RGB filter added. So you can have an RGB filter, so the color is going to be applied above the sprite. And you can also define a blend coefficient, which is like a semi-transparency. So you can have at the same time either an ink effect and a blend coefficient, or RGB and blend. So if I run it now, you can see that they are blends. It's a semi-transparency in the borders.
Something like that, you could easily create a fire effect or a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are at this. We can only show you that. We've tried with applications, and it does work, but there are still some problems. In this, what is actually supported? Il faut que tu mettes là parce que j'ai un peu oublié. Qu'est-ce qui est fait et qui est à faire encore? So it will support full screen. It's not done in this version. So you will have option to control the full screen. Transitions, they should be working now. We tried yesterday, but they didn't work. But you sur ton fichier de marche. Non, ça marche pas. Ah bon. So transition still to be done. Alpha channels.
Does it still work in hardware?
Yes, our alpha channel works in hardware. So for pixel shaders, it will work with DirectX starting at version 9. So you might think that it's a bit high specification, but you know DirectX 9 is a couple of years old now, and everyone with a decent machine should have it if they are serious about games. Also for pixel shaders, so ink effects, graphic cards that has been out since 3 years now should have pixel shadow support. Yes?
Your blend mode and new effect modes, and then you change during runtime?
There will be, yeah. We'll add the actions to do that. Yes?
Can the ink effect can be combined each with over? For example, if I want a monochrome ink effect with a semi-transparency ink effect?
No. Semi-transparency with ink effect, yes. Semi-transparency can be added to any ink effect.
Okay.
But apart from that, you cannot combine two ink effects together. So if if the graphic card doesn't support pixel shaders, then it will simply display it without the pixel shaders. For extension objects, we will try to adapt as many extension objects as possible. So you will have all the Windows control in hardware mode. But there are some objects that will need to be reprogrammed, and we won't have the time to do it, like the perspective object, the lens object, the mode 7 object. But I'm sure that we'll find people to reprogram them. Yes?
Is some objects like overlay will be able to use hardware acceleration for manipulation of different pictures? For surface object or surface object of the SDK?
He doesn't know now. Well, one thing is sure is that you will be able to get the DirectX handle, the Direct 3D handle of the window, so you will be able to add your own polygons and draw in the display run object function. You will be able to draw something in the 3D buffer.
Will you be able to draw 3D polygons?
Yes. Yes, but you will have to program it yourself.
Yeah, but like, would you be able to apply textures to them as well? Like, how much?
Est-ce qu'on pourra, si on peut dessiner ses propres polygones, est-ce qu'on pourra ajouter ses propres textures aussi? Yes, of course.
Each object are rendered in a polygon, okay?
Yes.
But in the SDK, which will probably be updated, I think. Will we be able to manipulate each vertex of different objects?
No. No.
Okay. But MMF2 will be?
No. Next question? I forgot something.
Francois,
Yes?
can you repeat what Flavian's question?
He wanted to manipulate each vertex of the polygons individually.
For example, for deformations.
Yeah.
One thing though, this demo doesn't include collision detection. The problem with collision detection is that the 3D card doesn't handle it. So it still has to be done by software. So when you zoom and rotate an object, we will have to manually, well I say manually in software, we'll have to zoom and rotate the mask.
So the fine collision will not be hardware accelerated?
No. So it will slow down. But you know, collision detection is only useful for a couple of the objects of the game. So of course, when objects do not have any collision condition in the event list, then we do not calculate anything. But it will be slower for complex game. It will be a bit slower.
Is the SDK for LLF2 extensions will be updated for under the 3D acceleration?
Yes. 53, well, it's. So if I go in direct 3D, 10 megs. All the ink effects are done via pixel shaders, and it's very possible that anyone can write a pixel shader. Actually, the way I will explain to you how a pixel shader works. It's a little chunk of program in HSHL, which is a Microsoft language, similar to C++ actually. That is compiled by the graphic card, and for each pixel, the small routine that you provide is called. It does the job by changing the colors and computing the pixel from the other pixels around it, and give it back to the graphic card and display it. So it's very fast, very effective, and very open-ended. So I'm going to show you how some of the effects are programmed. First of all, you need to define an XML file that gives description of the effect, so that it is incorporated into the ink effect dialog box. So, for example, you've got the name, which is blend shader, description, then the name of the property. So you can add new properties. You can have one parameter for each pixel shader. So the property will be, you can have more than one, more than one property that will be automatically added under the ink effect when you select this ink effect. So you can define parameters as you want. So there you've got one parameter which is called blend, description type of parameter, which is a float, and property type, or something edit, so it's an edit box, so I can enter a number in it with a default value and minimum and maximum value. So everything can be defined in this XML file, and it's very open-ended. So once you've defined your XML file, you, for example, here is the actual program. So it's very similar to C++. You've got structures. So this structure contains float 4. A float 4 is a four float numbers all in one structure. So you've got R, J, B plus alpha. Float 2 is for the texture, so it's a coordinate, X and Y. So PS output is what the routines outputs back to the graphic card. The different parameters. And here is the routine. So the color of the output is computed from getting the color in the texture multiplied by the blend coefficient. And you just return the parameter. Yes?
So the PS input is a standard structure of the pixel shader for an LLF2, is that right?
PS input. This is the PS input is the standard input
so the
structure for Direct 3.
The structure should not be changed.
No, I don't think you can change it.
Thanks to this structure, we can access for each pixel, we can access of every other pixel.
It depends on the version of the card. I think in version 1.1, of the graphic card, you can't. You can only access the pixel you're dealing with, but with the further version, you can access any pixel around. So you can make a lens object or anything like that.
How MMF2 handles that with the different version of the card? If the card is not compatible with an ink effect, what happens?
The effect is not applied. And so, this paragraph is the compiling instruction. So you've got to define a technique, which is called TechMain. So this is a direct 3D that needs that. And it doesn't support vertex shaders. So you've got to set it to null and define that. So this is the minimum version of the graphic card. Yes?
So in an ink effect with Gier 3D, we can too manage a vertex shader? We can program a vertex shader in an ink effect?
No, it doesn't work.
It's only a pixel shader?
Yes. So as you can see, it's quite simple, and it's really fun to develop. So I think that a lot of people are going to jump on that and make many ink effects, and you can expect many to come in the future. So release date. So we hope to. Well, we think we will have this as a Christmas present. So by the end of the year. Of course, we do not plan to make you pay for it, so it's going to be free update. So that's it. That was, and we have really high hopes that it will increase the quality of the games.
I think it will. Yeah.